Okay, so what we're trying to do here is to answer the question if we can use just candlestick to trade forex. Now we have USD CHF, okay, USD CHF, and I've always said it that this method is not something we are bringing in new. It's something that has been in existence for a long time, and so we can use it to trade any and every financial market. Okay, any and every financial instrument, everything. That's what we can use it for. We can use it to trade synthetic indices, which you have seen me done over and over again. You have seen me use it to trade. You have seen it trying to show you using it to trade forex. Okay, you can use it to even trade binary. I came from binary. Use it to trade crypto. Okay, use it to trade futures, and you use it to trade metals. Anything and everything that has candlesticks can be used. Okay, so here now we already entered this trade here, and so let's quickly go and do our normal analysis the way I used to do it. You know how I do my analysis. I'll go for, first and foremost, I will go for my monthly candlesticks. So my monthly candlesticks, you can see very well, and I've always said that it's good to know where the market is coming from. You know where the market is now and where the market is going. Okay, so I know where the market is coming from. I know where the market is. So I go back to weekly. Really, I actually love to trade weekly candlesticks with forex, and the reason is because I don't want to be caught in the middle of any news. So if I go with the flow of monthly and I trade weekly candlesticks, it actually helps. Any news at all that comes in, we go, most of the time, more than 90%, we go in the direction of the candlestick prediction. So let's go into the weekly and see what the weekly is showing. Now you can see, according to the weekly candle, we have seen it here now. So we see our candle making all of this, so we know that, and this is the level. Now remember, I also said one of the about 3 advantages of using candlesticks is the fact that, number one, this candlesticks helps you to predict your direction. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it helps you to predict your target. Okay, then number three, your entry. It also help you in your entry. These 3 things are very important. Now we already know our direction from we've checked out direction from monthly. We've looked at that. We've looked at it from weekly, and now we are looking at it on a daily, our direction. Now our target, we look our target from at the same time from the monthly, from the weekly, and so when we are trading daily, we know where we are going. So we already have an idea that we have a target, that the candle is likely going to get to this area. These are the levels in the market where we're looking at the candles getting into. And if you look at it very carefully, this area here, you can see risk to reward 1 to 40, and we don't even need to get to 1 to 40. What we are targeting is risk to reward 1 to 15, 1 to 20. Okay, and so this is where our 20 is. This is where our 20 is, and so we are secured. So now in this area, now we're already on a daily chart, and so on a weekly chart. So what do we want to do on a daily? We go to daily and see what we have on a daily candlestick. So this is our daily candlesticks. You zoom in very carefully, you also understand what I'm saying. Now looking at this candle, and looking at this pullback of this green candle, I already saw yesterday's candle was a very red candle. Red, but it made a new high. So I'm also sure that as this one is going to go down, I predict the candle is going to go down. Why? Because from the monthly, it's going down. From the weekly, it's going down. So I expect that from also daily, it will go down. So I already saw a sign here yesterday that the market is going to go down. But because that sign, according to candlesticks, the way this candle formed, it makes a new high to the previous candle. So I expect this candle to also pull and do as if it's going to buy then before the market begins to sell. Okay, so that is why I waited for the market to buy. Then I already marked out my level. I already saw my level here. Already saw my level around here. Okay, so I marked out this area as my level, the area of interest. So if I get into 1 hour, I will see the same thing. Then before I get into my entry time frame, which is 2 minutes and 5 minutes. So let's continue that. So now we are going into straight our entry because there's no time to waste. Now in our entry, I already look at it here, and this is, I already said that anytime I enter with a candle, my stop loss is always above that candle. And this is my entry candle. This is my entry. This is my stop loss. I didn't even put it above here because I know it is almost impossible most times for candle to even go and break that area. It is almost very, very impossible. So I've put my entry here and put my stop loss here. And if you look at my stop loss, the stop loss of this trade is very small. Let's see if you can see it. Look at it here. The stop loss of this trade is actually, let's put it here. The stop loss of this trade is less than 10 pips. Okay, and I've always said my stop loss is between 10 to 20. Okay, I don't even use that. So 10 to 20. So we're already in this trade and the trade is already going in our favor. So if you go to a higher time frame for you to see the movement of the trade, you can see how the trade is moving. You will soon get to the 5, you get to the 10, you get to 15. Then before you know it, we are getting into our risk to reward. Risk to reward 1 to 20 is here. Don't think it's very far from what it is. Okay, because this is 1 hour candlestick. So if you go to a daily candlestick, you are going to see. So we'll come back and give you an update on this chart. Thank you very much, guys, and let's see how it ends. Okay, just to prove to you that it also works with forex and tell you that the same thing. The only difference is that most times I've given you an idea of one of my entry strategies, and many people think it's only that one. No, I have 3 different entry strategies. If the first one doesn't go, I wait for the second one. If the second one doesn't go, I wait for the third one. That's what I do. So most times I wait for the first one first, and that is what you've always seen in synthetic indices. So let's watch and see how the candle closes. Okay, so you can see a trade, and you see how far the trade has gone. Unfortunately, we entered from here. And the market didn't move very well. This is one of the reasons why I love to trade synthetic indices. Okay, synthetic indices, one of the reasons is because of the volatility. The volatility is high, very high volatility. Okay, what does that mean? It means that if you are in the direction of the market, it will go in your favor, and that's why you can have us saying, okay, in a daily we can do 1 to 15, 1 to 20. I think a lot of people are doubting the how possible it is, but you see my entries. And you see what I'm posting, you see what I'm analyzing. So, but with currency, sometimes it could be a little bit very slow. So, you see, we had to leave this trade over the weekend. Remember, our analysis was, we started from monthly and we did weekly before we got into daily. Okay, so this is just an update. So we enter from here, that was on Friday. We enter from here, that was on Friday, and we allowed the market to run throughout the week. So we just got into 1 to 20 now. 1 to 20, very slow, but we got 1 to 20. So yesterday we got more than 1 to 10, which was very good. You know, when you have in currencies 1 to 10, That's very powerful for many of us that are trading prop firms. You know what 1 to 10 gives you. If you do 1 to 10 and you are making a withdrawal, you're trading only 1% of your account, and one trade gives you one risk to reward 1 to 10. You already made 10% of your account. So if you have an $100,000 100,000 account, you already made 10K. 1 to 10. Okay. And also, if you are trying to pass the prop firm, some will give you 8%, some will give you 10%. So one trade has given you your phase 1, or most time phase 1, because phase 2 sometimes is always a little bit lesser than phase 2. Okay. So, but if it's a profit, you have made a profit, from Friday, this is Monday, this is Tuesday, you've made risk to reward 1 to 20. Request for withdrawal. So here I'm going to be looking at how the market is going to perform around here before I take a decision on what to do on this trade. Okay, before I take a decision on what to do on this trade. But remember, the idea is for you to just see that candlestick works perfectly on Forex. I'm going to do a video to show you how it works also on binary. Of course, I came from binary, but right now we're focusing on synthetic indices, Forex trading, and we are going to do that also on gold, that's metals, and we will do on crypto for many of you that are trading cryptos, and for some who would like to trade futures also, we will do that. But this is just a proof for you. So here right now, you see where we are, and we have held this trade from Friday, and today is Tuesday. Thank you very much, guy, and God bless you.